Very pleasant. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Defo Show. Jeff DeForest, and of course, and I've been with here for it seems like forever, almost 15 years, I believe, maybe even longer. The great Mike Lubitz with us here on the show, and a great day for a lot of different things to be discussed here. Tony Segreto going to join us about 8:30, a little old school. I'm sure Tony's all plugged into this national championship game. The problem that we have with Tony is we believe that he could probably get his tickets at face. And there is no doubt what I would do with them, Lubie. No doubt.
I know you have to sell these. These you can't even feel bad about it.
I had a dream that I had a block of 10 lower bowl tickets that I got access to at face value.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God! And you got them
I got them for free, even better. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. I certainly wouldn't turn them down if somebody said, "Hey, Dave, I got 10 tickets for you. You can have them for nothing." But I didn't mind. I mean, I'll admit to this. Back in the day when I had close ties to certain organizations, I was made privy to the opportunity to buy at face value Super Bowl tickets on an annual basis. I was given the opportunity to buy 2 Super Bowl tickets, and there was no look. Was I going to fly to some city and go watch the Super Bowl game? No. Most of the time we were there anyway in the city, and what was our MO, Lubie? Get the F out of town before the game.
Yep.
Not that I would mind going, but nonetheless, in this case, I would buy the 2 tickets at face value. I remember when they had, I don't know if this marked an increase in face value prices, but I think I had to pay $400 a ticket face value for 2 Super Bowl tickets that I eventually sold for about 2 dimes a piece.
There you go.
The escalation in the price of the tickets was not nearly as, exponentially wild as it is today. Because I don't know, what would the face value be for the national championship game, lower bowl? And how come none of those tickets ever existed? I mean, who has those?
I don't know. That's the thing. Supposedly, there was a block released yesterday. I saw Indiana fans talking about it that were face value. I thought it ranged from $100 to $200, but those I think were the upper deck. I don't know what lower bowl face. I mean, 400 or 500. Which I mean,
I watched a news report this morning that some ticket for this game was going for over $200,000.
Oh God.
I would imagine that involves some kind of suite location, as in SUITE,
Yeah.
That's W. But I mean, come on, Lubie, please. I understand it's corporate business. You don't know, though. I mean, where were the original face value tickets for this game made available, or were they made available? How the hell did they get to the secondary market and escalate in price like they have? $3,500 for upper deck tickets. It's insane. That's the Galileo section, as we were discussing the other day. I mean, you need a telescope to identify what's going on down there on the field. Is that Danny Boy? Yeah. I think he just completed a pass to one of his own guys. Oh, great. Not that it was a frequent occurrence that he didn't throw to one of his own guys. Pick-wise, where did Marino rank?
He threw more than they like nowadays, but it wasn't like he was insane. He wasn't Brett Favre.
Took a lot of chances, which was good.
He did.
All right, a bunch of things. I mean, you had a Heat victory last night on the local scene here. That was nice to see. Tyler Hero, who is always the discussion, and the first guy mentioned in any possible acquisition of any player that's made available, even if they're not available, Lubie. If it's Antetokounmpo, yep, man, Tyler Hero, he's going to go. If it's any of the players that the Heat have coveted, and now you have the thing going on with John Morant. Anybody that's up for a possible acquisition, the first guy they ever mention is, Tyler Hero is going to be a part of that deal. So, what is it? Are we that dying to get rid of this guy? I know your faith in Tyler Hero. You were always negative about him from a defensive standpoint. Not that you were wrong in that position, because in the beginning, great song by the way, it's often ignored. In the beginning, let's face it, he was Chucker City. He didn't play any defense. It was Matador D. You got him. Pick him up. Switch.
That's switch, yeah.
You're calling switch even though you're guarding nobody.
You're on the guy. You're asking for the switch.
Switch. That was my way of playing defense. I can assure you, I was much more interested in streaking down the court, running to the corner, and chucking up what would be a 3 today, but it was only worth 2 points back then, Lubie. Really compromised my ability to be a higher level basketball player than when I was, which wasn't much. All right, so that was good. Bam Adebayo, often criticized by Mike Lubitz for being a stiff compared to what his talent and potential would indicate that he's capable of being. 29-9 last
And of
night.
course, he hadn't scored like over 15 in like, I don't know. It was a while. Scoop posted something the other day. I was like, Jesus, he's playing that bad. So I was like, either
He was.
he's going to suck or he's going to ball out the next game. So
He
good
and
to I mean,
Karl Anthony Towns were in like weird scoring slumps.
yeah, it's weird.
Karl Anthony Towns with the
I know
Knicks.
the Knicks have struggled.
Yeah. Towns all of a sudden is getting like 6 points a game. People are betting their brains out over 25 and a hook. Like,
Oh,
what?
no. Oh, no.
It's insane. You're going to go broke if you keep betting. I shouldn't say that with a guy that has
Yeah, exactly.
had an interest in gambling and talked about it extensively on these shows, much to the detriment of my reputation with program directors and people who thought that nobody cares about gambling. Why are you talking about that? What are you going to talk about the track all day?
When it came to the sport, what's the sports?
No,
That's so
no,
funny. That was
they're owned
always
by these guys now, right?
that's so funny. Like I get it, it wasn't what it is because they had fears, but and I've never been a gambler, but it was around the game. Like it's sports.
Even if you didn't gamble and put up money, the speculation that you might be right or have a certain feeling for how a game's going to go, isn't that part of being a sports fan? Trying to make predictions and things like that. I mean, before everything was attached to some kind of phone betting account, still was an entertaining aspect of doing any kind of broadcast to try and figure out what the hell is going to go on. Hey, Defo, what do you think's going to happen in the game? By the way, Cuse beat FSU in basketball last night, Lubie. So I don't really have that attachment to the Cuse basketball program anymore. I see, as soon as I see the crawl, I'm assuming that's the women's team that was winning, which is what I wanted to get to here at the top, kind of an offbeat topic here before we get into it with Tony and Ed Garcia from Texas Roadhouse. And there were a lot of different things off the football path unrelated to the pigskin, which it's a Wednesday here where we're waiting, for 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday, NFL, and a Monday night championship game where the Canes could distinguish themselves with their first title. We would have to, how many apologies would we have to issue? We might have to go down there and hand Mario Cristobal a written apology.
Oh my God.
Should we do that? I mean, maybe we can make arrangements to do that.
I would.
You should gather together some of the clips of us ripping Cristobal and a Cristobal factor.
I don't know if I've been wrong about him as a coach, but I've been wrong about their journey. Like I own it. Like I didn't see them. I said it blatantly. I didn't see them with Mark Cristobal winning 4 straight games versus top 20
And he
opponents.
may not. I mean, the people are saying,
Not done, but he's won 3. So he already did way more than I thought. I thought they'd lose A&M. I thought they'd get routed by Ohio State. And then Ole Miss. I thought that would be the game that they should.
Look like kind of a toss up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the game they should lose. That they should win. That they'd lose. So it'd be here. Yeah, I
Peaking at the right time, Michael.
100%. Look, if Indiana didn't look the way Indiana's looked, they would be the one getting all the attention. It's just Indiana's throttled everybody.
And that killed the hedge possibilities for a couple of people that we know. One very closely, the professor, who, if you wanted to hedge out of his chance to pick up 10 dimes on a $500 wager, if you wanted to hedge out, you would have to put up quite a bit of money just to get your money back. So is it worth it at that point? You're laying over 3-1 just to have Indiana on the money line. And then the aforementioned from yesterday's show, Andy See You Later Slater, who somehow is in a position to pick up 50 grand, but wouldn't he have had to bet 1,000 on that? And it was represented as a $100 wager. Now, if you threw a $100 bill down on the Hurricanes, you're a Hurricane fan. I've known people that do that as a matter of routine every year, Louie, whether their team has any chance or not. They could be 250-1, but they just automatically, a Knick fan since 1973 has been doing this, and how much money have they wasted, Louie? They're deep in the hole. 100 a year since 73 would be what? 27 plus 25, let's say. 52 years. You're down 5,200 if you just did this. You go out to Las Vegas, which you used to have to do at that time, and you put 100 to win the championship on whatever team you root for.
Yeah.
So if somebody does that, I mean, 100 with the possibility, I can't imagine the Canes were more than 50-1.
No, they were around the top 10.
It could have been 500-1 to start.
I think they were top 10, weren't they? I mean, they haven't been that insane. That's why that number was solid because they've been around the top 10 all year. They almost missed the playoffs, but then they get in. 20-1 wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. It was like, okay, as a team that could do it, people thought they had an interesting chance. Like if they had a tough road, but if they could get through like Ohio State, it's like, okay, if you can beat Ohio State, then you can beat
How good
anybody.
do you feel if you have the Canes right now? Money line. They have to win the game. And you're going to make a substantial amount of money. Supposedly, this guy's in line to make $50,000, and I believe he's even shown the thing on his phone, which is one of the most annoying things that could ever happen to you in life. And there should be some kind of I don't know. We can get any reasonable laws passed anymore because we can't get rid of what seems to be completely outrageous. Well, there are no laws, right? I mean, Supreme Court, and I want to get into this whole Supreme Court thing. That's where I was headed about 12 minutes ago, Louis, to talk about because I don't know that there's a great answer for this question about the transgender athletes, which was under consideration by the Supreme Court yesterday as to whether or not, I guess the question was whether or not it was legal for individual states to ban women who have been transitioned from being men. Did I put that in a really reverse tense there in terms of verbal tense? Men who have transitioned to being women. Let's put it that way. Now, the issue does not exist for women who have transitioned into being men because it seems like there
That'd
are
be more
none of
difficult.
those athletes
That'd be more
competing
difficult. Good
in
luck.
men's sports, and there seems to be no desire to do that. Now, that's an oddity, isn't it? I mean, it kind of answers the question, doesn't it? Where I don't believe you have any cases of women who are insisting that transition to being men. And let me preface this all by saying I am as open minded about all of this stuff as you could possibly be. I don't necessarily understand what the impetus would be. That I mean, look, that has to be something that is very difficult to contend with. Would you agree, Luby, from a psychological standpoint, where you're like a man and you want to be a woman? I don't know. That is that something you can fathom going through whatever mental machinations you have to go to go ahead and make that. I don't imagine that people make that decision lightly. What would you say, Louis? Is that a fair statement? Just to be a transgender person has to be a
No, it's not
very,
easy.
very difficult thing to come to,
It's
no?
harder. Yes, that's why I've never understood giving people crap who are
It's unrelatable to me because I could never even conceive of it.
I can't comprehend it. I can't, feel what they feel,
Right.
but I'm not gonna try and get in their way. Like,
Live your life as long as you're not hurting anybody.
and I don't even want to use the word choose because they're not choosing. From what we know, this is all they know. This is the only thing. This is the only way they can feel like they're themselves. How I feel like myself, and you feel like yourself. So
Yeah.
why would I want anyone to not feel like themselves? I might not understand it. It might be weird to me. I hate using that
I
word.
wouldn't claim to have the slightest inclination as to how to.
I just don't get it. It's look, the only reason with sports I've given an opinion of any kind is because it is not fair. Like it's just physically, men are bigger, stronger, faster than women, and women will fight that in some regards. But the reality is, it's true. It's scientifically proven. Okay, so if you are a man becoming a woman, yes, you're taking hormones. Yes, you're not the same man you once were. Fine, but you're not a woman. Like physically, biologically, you're just not. So it is not fair. Again, I'm as open-minded and liberal as it gets for most extents. I mean, the leftists are insane. So I'm not that, but like I tried to see other people's point of views and try to not get in anyone's way and let people live their lives. But facts are facts. It not an even playing field. It's just
All
not.
you had to do was see that Olympic boxer. That was
Yeah.
they couldn't
Again, you
decide
have your
what the
choice.
situation was,
Like instead
and
of women playing in men's, women started their own leagues, right? Okay, so I have the trans league. I don't know. It's not my place. I've never, and I try to stay out of it because people get, oh, you don't. No, that's not true. Like I'm very open
it's not
minded.
an easy answer. It just isn't. Okay, I mean, I can see other sides. So where this woman who brought the case against these whatever state it was she was living in. And had transitioned into being a woman. I guess she was still on like a girls' high school team. I just read a little account of it, and this is my understanding, but it was something along those lines. I don't know if she was a college or a high school player. I guess she would have had to have been a high school player, right? No, no, this applies to colleges also. Um, and look, should somebody that actually is now a woman be allowed to participate in sports like any other girl her age? Yeah, I mean, on the
Yes,
surface, you would say
yes,
yes.
yes.
You want her to have those experiences and to feel everything that it is to be a young woman growing up in modern day America. Well, I don't even know if it's a good thing anymore,
In
modern day
America,
America. But
in
what was modern day America?
our
Right?
throwback world.
But on the other hand, is it for the majority? It's a total negative. So do you capitulate to one girl's situation against what appears to be an overwhelming majority of people that are not necessarily being directly harmed by this, but find themselves in an uneven and unequal situation, competing in sports, which is supposed to be about the level playing fields. No?
Again, it's why we go after people, the roids and all this other stuff.
Steroids and all of this stuff, it appalls people.
The people who shine above are supposed to be doing it because of pure passion and fire and ability. It's not
Yeah.
supposed to be because of outside enhancement. So look, it's not simplistic. It's a tough situation, and I hate people feeling out because that's the thing. If that person who now looks like a woman tried to play against the boys, now they don't fit in there either. So like that's the thing is you're literally an outcast, and I hate making people be
But
outcasts.
it may be one of those situations in life where, unfortunately, and as unfair as it may seem, you have to concede something and
Yes.
to
Oh
say, you
yeah.
know what, if I do this, I understand that not only are people going to persecute me and I'm going to face all kinds of antagonism from people that don't get it, but at the same time, I'm not going to be able to play sports. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway because that's what I have to do. Fair. I mean, not everything. It's unfortunate. I hate to say this. I sound like Donald Trump. Not everything in life is fair, but in this case, what would it be, Lubie? What is more fair? What is more fair and beneficial to the general good, and at the expense of an individual, or maybe I can't imagine it's an overwhelming percentage of people that you have transgender athletes for as big of an issue as it is, Louis. Now in front of the Supreme Court yesterday, this is what they were talking about with all the stuff that's going on in the country. They're talking about whether transgender athletes should be eligible. In this case, it's exclusively males that are transitioned into women to be eligible to play in girls' sports. You know, it's funny when Renee Richards, who was Dr. Richard Raskin, became a transgender professional tennis player and was playing in women's tennis, it did seem like the women were very accepting of this. And this is going back how many years, Libby? Do you remember this story? Renee Richards, a lot of
You've
jokes.
talked about it. I wouldn't. You've talked about it. The guy being the girl. Yeah.
Yeah, but for some reason, as I recall, Renee Richards was well accepted for going out. I mean, maybe do I have this wrong? Is my memory that foggy? Is it as foggy as your screen was when you came on the show, Libby? That it seemed to me like it was sort of accepted, even though it was even more bizarre of a concept back then in terms of the general public's opinion about. Whoa, wait a minute! Bruce Jenner is now a woman. You got to be kidding me! Imagine if Bruce Jenner had made this transformation and competed in the women's Olympics. How fair would that have been? Well, when the guy was at that one time
Oh, exactly. He was the best all-around athlete in the world.
best all-around athlete in the world, and yet, I mean, if he goes in the pentathlon or whatever, what do they have? They don't do the decathlon women. They do like a heptathlon. Do they have 8
Heptathlon, right?
events?
Isn't it the heptathlon or something?
Is it a hep or is it a pent?
I know the name heptathlon for some reason, so I'm thinking
Heptathlon is like 8 events, right?
that's what dudes. I
What
think
do
that's
they leave out? They could leave out the triple jump for my money. Is that part of the decathlon, the triple jump, where you do the
maybe
hop, skip, and a jump?
you know
Who
more than I do.
practices that? We
Just
used to have to practice that in high school gym. What a joke.
I didn't know any of that stuff. I just watched the 400, the 100, the relays. That was more of a standard.
Javelin was always a weird one for me. Javelin.
Well, the javelin's fun because you're waiting for it to hit someone and literally take an eye out.
Do they do
That's
the hammer throw or the discus? Do they have one of those events? Those are impossible. You ever
For
see the
women?
beasts that are throwing the shot put now? That's what I mean. Gert Bonk, my all-time favorite, but he was a discus thrower. I think my East German friend Gert Bonk, who steroids, perhaps I don't know. That was back in the day. Nobody knew what this stuff was except the Russians and the East Germans. They excelled at it. But anyway, look, just like with performance-enhancing drugs, you kind of it leaves a distaste in your mouth, right? Thinking that wow, could Bonds have done this anyway? I don't know. Probably not. Was he hitting 70 home runs before his head swelled up like a watermelon? That's probably a bad reference here. Scratch that. Make it a bowling ball. All right, Lubie. Don't want to get any jackpots with the politically correctness. And look, what was he hitting that many? He was hitting like 28 a year before that. Great hitter. Nobody
40s. He wasn't 28. He wasn't. He wasn't Chuck Carr. He was hitting like 40 something. He just never
Chuck.
crossed. He never crossed the 50 threshold. It was miraculous that he crossed it, and then all of a sudden he obliterated the crap out of it.
My baseball sensibilities were crushed to think that my man Rogers' record was so easily eclipsed. To the point where Sammy Sosa was an also ran on the 60 home run plus. You don't even think that Sammy Sosa, not Kaiser Sosa, Sammy Sosa, did he hit 60 home runs 4 different seasons? It's possible. Inconceivable stuff was going on, and we're just sitting there with Bud Selig going, hey, Bud, you notice any difference in the way these guys look? No, not at all. But an unfair advantage is something that we always had. Really, at least I did. I thought I'm in line with all the people that say Hall of Fame, never mind, even though there are more despicable things that have been done by people that weren't all that nice away from the game. I don't want the juicers in the Hall of Fame. So I'm thinking this, Lubie. This is my conclusion on the whole thing. Unfortunately, the states, I think, should have this right. I don't know how hugely discriminatory it is when you weigh it against the fact that the unleveling of the playing field is so severe in most of these cases. So what happened with this college swimmer that was a transgender woman and was winning like everything by 50 lengths in the pool?
I have no idea.
They'd be doing 2 laps, and this person, and it became a big deal. I guess what was she with Penn State? Is that possible?
No, I don't
know. Some college swimmer though.
Yeah.
Just
when that person was a man, and then when they went, they're like 250th in the men, and then the women they ran roughshod, which sort of proved all of our point. Yes, I don't remember the score. I'll look it up.
All right, Andy says Bonds was hitting about 40 home runs, or he wasn't a 40 home run guy. Yeah, I didn't think so. I remember his days with the Pirates. I mean, he was kind of waif-like. And one of those slender, almost Ted Williams-esque, right? The splendid splinter. And he was hitting the ball to all fields and was shooting the gaps a lot. But he wasn't hitting 73 homers. Lubies. I mean, if they threw a pitch anywhere near the plate, Bonds was knocking it out of the park.
100% that even after that.
Near the plate.
Yep.
Pitches 3 feet out of the strike zone, and it was as close as he was going to see to a strike. And to his credit, I mean, do you have to? And that's the thing. There are 2 sides of it. Do you have to be a really good player to be able to take advantage of this? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not everybody that was doing juice was hitting 70 homers, but Bonds was, and he did it while nobody. They never threw him a pitch the entire ballgame. To hit, I mean, rarely. It had to be by accident when that happened. And look, so he had to have the talent. And do these transgender women, should they be able to go out and do the kind of things that any woman typically would do? Yeah.
Yes, they should be given the opportunity to live the life of anyone else. 100%. In the sports playing field, it's a little different to me. It just is. But again, I'm sure someone will slam me, and it's not. They should have. I'm not even trying to do it maliciously. I just don't see how it is fair. I just don't see it. And it's not fair to them either. I get it. It's not fair to them either, but it's also not fair to the entire field of women that have had to be at a negative and worked harder and this and that and fought and not given the opportunity. Like, you're just switching gears now when they've lived a whole life this way. I just don't see where it fits.
I'm with it. It seems to be an unfortunate sacrifice that these people have to make in addition to the many other obstacles that they are forced to overcome. But it was something that was done by choice. It wasn't like somebody forced them into it. And sometimes, unfortunately, there are consequences that are meant to benefit. Is it fair to say the general good, Louis? I don't know. It was weird to see, and I don't know. There's not a great answer for it. So that was my conclusion. But I tend to side with the idea that, and the argument is often made. Well, would you want your daughter playing against somebody that, in essence, was going to be maybe 25, 30% stronger than her? That you have one of the people that I guess was part of this decision making process, not on the Supreme Court, but part of the suit. I saw a commentator. He was saying, "Hey, look, I have a daughter, 5'4". She likes to play basketball and volleyball. Should she be in there against somebody that was a man that is 6 feet?"
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's just I don't see how it. I just don't see where it fits, and
Yeah,
I think it's rational. Like, I mean, so go play against the guys and look. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really
yeah.
don't. But like, it's
I think the answer is, unfortunately, not in favor of the woman who has what you would think would be a rightful desire to play sports as a girl. But
yeah, it's
you know what, this will be good, and let's bring them on before we take our first and only timeout. We're down to one timeout here on the program. We bring in Tony Segreto. Tony, you look like you're back home. Are you back home?
Yeah, I'm back home.
Oh, okay, good. Will we be seeing you? Because I do have something for you.
Friday I can't come because of Footy's Memorial
Footy's
Oh
Memorials.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Wow.
I
Friday.
haven't heard anything about it.
Send our regards into everybody there.
Yes.
'Cause, yeah.
So on
Yeah,
this
people are
Friday,
checking out though. I had one of the weirdest things happen to me yesterday with a guy that I didn't know him well. I mean, I just casually knew him from being on the music scene, and so I'm watching this news story from Boynton Beach. Two business partners, KW something, what was the name of their company, gets shot by a guy who then takes off, runs from the police who got to the scene before he had left the scene where he had just shot two people, and he drives off and then shoots himself. Okay. And it turned out this case was about a $5 million fraud that was being perpetrated on the two business partners who had been ripped off by these two guys. They had been caught. One of the guys was serving time, and the brother of the guy that committed the fraud comes in and shoots these two guys before he shoots himself. And then it turns out I know one of those guys. He was a local percussionist, a guy named Rick Garachi. A great guy, and it's amazing, right? You're thinking you just never know. I mean, that is one of the weirdest fashions. But it's always strange, Tony. I guess this happened to you, because you were doing the news, where the news was about somebody that you knew.
oh
It
yeah,
wasn't.
uh, there was my one of my good friends, the guy I went to my prom with. He was a police officer. He went up to a house and they shot him. They just
Wow.
shot him to death. And I had to read that story cold,
Oh
and
Jesus!
Oh, Tony, wow.
it just shook me to my core.
That's a tough one, man. I mean, every now and then you get hit with something haymaker, and you're like stunned for a second. But pro that you are, you probably went right through it. All right, so where do you stand on this thing, this transgender women's
Oh,
thing?
I'm not getting into it.
Why not? I mean, I don't think there's
You
any,
know,
any wrong in either opinion. To tell you the truth, I understand both sides. I just think that
if they want to go, you know, to each his own. That's
yeah, I
what.
don't. I mean, look, if somebody does this, I don't think they do it just on a whim because they want to,
Oh no,
No,
dominate
no,
women's
no,
sports.
no.
the pain. I heard you. I can't imagine
Right? I have no concept of it.
the angst they go through when they make this decision, because once you start the transition, you can't go back. You
Doesn't seem that
can't
way.
go back.
Yeah, I don't like
So
this woman thing. I think I'll go back to being a guy.
No, no. I guess it
no,
happens in life, but that's
Look, it has to be tremendously traumatic from a psychological standpoint. Maybe it isn't for everybody. It's possible.
it's a battle. It's a
Yeah,
battle. It's a battle every day. It'll
sure.
be every day. I imagine that once you make the transition, you still have that battle.
Look, people are looking at you funny. People have very extreme opinions about these sort of things. I just from a sporting standpoint, I think you have to just kind of consider the general good over an individual's rights in this case, and say, listen, unfortunately, this was something that you had to sacrifice. That you're not going to be able to play on these high school women's basketball teams. So when you're 6'4" and these other girls are like 5'2", I don't know. Would you have felt comfortable about the Segreto daughter being in there against a guy? Or what was a guy? I mean, now a woman. I mean, we're going to recognize that and acknowledge that. But
No.
yeah, as a parent, you would think probably not. Correct. I mean, if a girl's capable of playing, and look, there are plenty of women that compete with guys in other sports, and they compete at a very reasonable level. Mixed doubles tennis at the pro level is, I mean, these women.
My daughter will play basketball or softball or whatever against a guy, but and do well.
Yeah, but that is, the reverse is not really under consideration. You don't have any women who have transitioned to men suing people to be able to compete in men's sports. They don't. I don't know. Are there any that do it? I mean, are there women that have transitioned to being men?
Can't think of any.
Are playing high school or college sports? You would have to think somewhere along the road that there was somebody. All right, we'll get out of that because I don't think, as I said at the beginning, I don't think there's a great answer to it.
No, there isn't. And, to each his own, and be with him, God. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that Olympic thing was scary though, and we don't know if that was a transgender person or just happened to be some kind of fluke case where somebody was born with like both male and female characteristics.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, but I mean, it was literally, beating the living daylights out of these competitors, and you thought it almost looked like Panama Lewis was working her corner and taking the stuffing out of the gloves. It was pure and raw, unadulterated ugliness. All right, we're going to come back with Tony and get into a few things, which, and I had a dream last night, Tony, and it involved you. So, and it wasn't, any kind of sexual thing, but
I don't think it was going there. But
was it a good dream?
No, we had this topic running through the show. I felt like I had to qualify it. But
was it a good dream?
Yeah, it was great. Except
so was it really a nightmare?
Was that opposed to in contrast to my usual radio nightmares that I have. This was favorable, and yet it didn't work out because I woke up. All right, so we'll be back with Tony Segreto and more in a moment. Now that. The time 8:34.
Hey folks, Tony Segreto here. Let me ask you a question. What do you look for when you go out to eat? Good food, obviously, friendly atmosphere, not too loud, but good energy, reasonable prices, and a place where you feel comfortable. All those ingredients, no pun meant there, are hard to find unless you're talking about the Texas Roadhouse. You see, they encompass all of those attributes. Really, really good food, amazing atmosphere, good for a family, good for a date, or just a night out for yourself, and prices that will make you extremely happy. Their ribs, unmatched. Steaks, hand-cut every day. Everything, and I mean everything, is made on site, including their incredible bread. It's the one day, folks, that you can forget about low-carb diets. Trust me when I tell you, Texas Roadhouse, your restaurant, your destination when you say, where should we go and eat tonight?
From the newly renovated sports bar to the beautiful bayside views captured at the Tiki Bar, Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill has it all. Located at mile marker 104, the Big Chill also offers waterfront dining while experiencing breathtaking sunset views of the Florida Keys. It's simply the hottest spot in the Keys to cool off. That's Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill at mile marker 104 in Key Largo. For more information, call today at 305-453-9066.
Joe Bees. The bees collect the pollen, bring it to Joe, he packages it, and he gets it to you. It's simple, 100% natural, and it's good for you.
There's only one place to get Joe Bees, and that's from me. Joe Bees.
If you want to look and feel good, call 877-300-5632.
My ears go back, way back into time.
We are now kicking it old school with the one and only Tony Segreto. Brought to you by Texas Roadhouse.
Tell me, doctor, where
right, welcome back to the show.
Stop the presses. Stop the presses.
What happened?
Can you see this? Oh, I gotta show you something, guys.
Okay.
What do you got there, Tony?
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Yeah.
I'm
Picture of you and Sonny Hirsch.
both scared and full of anticipation.
Can you see this picture?
It's a little glary for us,
Can you
but
see it a little? What is it supposed to be? Looks
what
like
is-
food. It looks very
It's a
interesting.
steak. It's a big ass steak.
That's like a
from
really big
Texas
ass.
Roadhouse. I went there
Oh,
on the way
nice.
back,
oh,
and I
good.
got a big ass steak.
That's a
What
really
got
nice
there?
steak.
Ribeye? They usually go for
That's
you know
ribeye? Or
some
is it-
sacrificial meal like a salmon or something.
You
That
got
would
a
be great
steak.
there.
Well, you went to Roadhouse and got a steak.
Wow, good for you, Tony.
Wow.
Is that the sweet potato you got with it?
That's definitely the sweet
Yeah.
potato.
Oh, very
Now,
nice.
now, I ate half of it, and I
Yeah.
took
Oh,
the
good for you.
Did you eat the rest in the car? That's what I want to do.
It was a boneless, the boneless fillet,
That's my
Oh,
mom's
nice.
favorite there. Yep.
and it
And
was
you probably paid like $30 for this tops.
it was great. It was my bill was I had a beer, and the bill was $28.
$28.
Wait, you
For
gotta.
filet mignon, I mean, you see what's going on? How do they do this now?
How's that?
Well, they have their own cattle farms and things like that, but
It was in Albany.
it's gone completely out of control.
That's amazing. Good for you.
It's escalated so exponentially.
It was delicious.
Yeah. Oh, good for you, Tony. All right.
Amazing.
All right. So you're in the stream. You're a part of it. Somehow I call you, and you tell me that you have access to go ahead and accord me 10 lower ball tickets at face value for the championship game. And you know, I want you to look right into the camera, Tony Segreto, and tell the people right now that you don't have access to a couple of
I don't have access.
face value. I mean, I know you're going to pay for them, but let's face it.
You know what? I haven't even tried.
Tony, what is wrong with you? The game is like Monday night.
I don't
Did you
care.
see what is happening? Parking
I'll sit. I'll
is
sit
going
home.
for $747 if you're in one of the lots around the stadium. How is that possible?
I'll sit home and I'll enjoy it.
Tony, come on, man. You know you're taking a limo right up to the front gate there. You're going to be sitting in that guy Hertz's suite, and they're going to be patting you on the back and applauding your career. While you're just eating those big hoagie sandwiches, the ones that are like the length of the bar, and you're biting into a
I
slice.
want to sit and watch this game. Period.
Okay.
Oh, so
And
you there,
how
yeah.
emotionally invested are you, Tony, and how monetarily invested, if at all?
I'm monetarily invested.
You are? Okay.
And I'm emotionally invested.
Now, what did you do? I mean, we were talking about this earlier. I had a neighbor who I've mentioned many times on the show. He was involved in sports. Guy's name was Jim McKinley. And he would routinely bet on all the local teams $100 before the season started that they were, no matter what the odds, no matter what the likelihood, that they were going to go on and win the championship. And he cashed a couple of them over the years that I knew him. And so, one or two, I guess he hit it a couple of times, and because we didn't win that many championships, but when the Heat won, I believe in like 2000. What was the last title, Lubie? Was that like 2000?
2001. Wait, what are you talking about? For the Canes?
No, for the Miami Heat. When was their last championship?
Won. No, they won. Oh, they actually.
Not with LeBron. I mean, this was pre-LeBron.
Oh, 2006 was their only title without LeBron.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That was the way title was Shaq.
Yeah, he had dropped a stick before the season on that, so he cashed a nice ticket. Are you inclined to do that, Tony? I mean, being a degenerate gambler, closet degenerate gambler at that. You'd like put a stick down on the Marlins before the year begins, just because they're the local hometown team?
No, I didn't. This is the Canes are in the championship game, and I put $100 on it and see what happens.
Okay. Are you going money line, taking the 8 and a hook? Or your bookie probably gave you 13 because you're betting with a guy that's using the teaser calculator.
8 and a hook.
Price. 8 and a hook?
8 and a hook. Okay. Well, what is it at? I think that's
That line jumped like yesterday. It was unbelievable. All right, so you don't have
What happened?
He's there. No, what's going on?
Hear us?
We lost you for a second.
All right. Yeah, can you hear us now, Tony?
Yeah, we hear you good. No, we hear you good. We lost you for a second, Dave. You're good.
Very good. All right, so you're gonna. I was saying you're gonna look into the camera at what is tantamount to a media congressional hearing,
Yes.
and tell us that you, the only guy that we can think of that would have this kind of access, do not have access to any face value tickets.
I haven't tried.
Oh, so there's
I
an
haven't.
Lubie.
I
Did you get that? Mark that on the
That's
tape.
true. That's
I
different.
haven't tried,
Yeah.
It's a different
and I
answer.
want to sit and watch the game. What can't you understand?
You're shattering my dream. I thought you had a block of 10.
Oh, I got a block of 20. I'm just not telling you.
These things are going for like, I mean, 50 grand. Can you imagine? What could
What's
possibly
the face value of the ticket?
We're trying to figure that out. We don't know.
We have no idea because I don't know that they were ever offered to the public for any
If
reason.
anybody has a ticket, a face value of a ticket that's listening to us, please call.
Yeah, I'm curious. We don't have to call. They can just chime in.
How do you not know this? You're on the board of the stadium, aren't you?
I am
Doesn't
staying.
Stephen Ross consult with you about ticket pricing? No. Well, what could we charge for these, Tone? That doesn't.
Nope.
Oh no, he wouldn't be in charge of this. It would be, of course, the NCAA. Who we don't know who they are anymore. It's almost like they're the ice people. They wear masks.
NCAA is existent only when they want to put the hammer down on a school for cheating or something like that.
Or collect a fee for staging an event, which makes them right in line with the World Boxing Council, which we have implied forever that what the hell do they really do to deserve this money and this level of weight, or where they
and who gets it? Who gets it?
I always thought you got a piece, no, for being on all these committees. I don't know. All right, so where do you stand? You're betting your money that the Canes will be within 8.5. That certainly seems reasonable.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, is there how big of a chance do you give them to win the game, Tony Segreto, Mr. Hurricane?
I think they like being the underdog, and I think they like the challenge. I just don't know. I don't know about Indiana yet. You know, everybody wants to say they're good, they're good, they're good. I just keep thinking back to the old days.
Yeah.
And I can't get it out of my head. And meanwhile, Kurt Signetti is plodding along, and he's got him humming. So, and it's been 9-10 days since they played, so it's going to take him a quarter to get the rust off.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-quarter game, and whoever can win in 3 quarters wins the game.
See, I like how he Signetti is like wants the kids to take this game. Like usually it's not a bigger game, not a bigger game, but a lot of time coaches will be like, look, you know, we'll change things up, we'll do things because it's the championship game. I like how he was like, he point blank said, we're treating this like any other game. We've gotten here because of that. Why would we change now? Like, we're literally treating this. We're going through every step. And I get it's not the same thing, but I like that he's trying to. I like that he's singularly focused. He's singularly focused to be like, look, guys, we're not doing anything different from what we've done before. It's what got us here. We're going to face a great opponent, and we're going to take every step the exact same way, and we're going to take every step seriously. And it's like, all right, good for him, because so often, like you just said, that first quarter is so much rust and so much deer in headlights because of the lights and the cameras and this is the game that, like, the first quarter is like shell shock. Like, I like that he is imposing in these kids that, again, they're as well coached as anyone. They're one of the most least penalized teams. They don't turn it over. Like, it all comes down to coaching. And I like that his approach is, look, we're treating this like any other game because that's what got us here.
My friend,
the guy is insane. And I'm like, it's crazy that he was able to go to Indiana and then be this, because when you hear him and watch how this team plays, it's like, oh my God, of course he was going to be a great coach. Like, it's annoying that Indiana was able to scoop him up, because the guy, like, is everything you want in a coach, because he combines the old school, but he's not yelling. He's not losing his mind. He's not disrespectful. Like,
everything you said is so true, Lubie. And you know what? they just take the game as it comes. And you know what? I'm worried because they're really good.
My friend put a good perspective on the Indiana side of this, talking on a handicapping show yesterday. Said if you went before the playoffs got underway and you had to rank the chances of winning it all, and you took Alabama, Oregon, and the University of Miami, you probably, I mean, at least by the way of the seedings, Miami would have been the third choice there. So you've now watched Indiana mow down Alabama and Oregon in embarrassing fashion, and so why should they be that much worse off when they're taking on the team that you would have probably put third of those three schools to be the most effective in the postseason? I guess you thought Miami probably was better than Alabama, but did we really? I don't know. We didn't know that till they beat Texas A&M.
And this great backstory, you know, Mendoza's from Florida. He went to Christopher Columbus.
So why didn't you recommend that the Canes recruit him, Tony? You have you're like Don Sallinger in that regard.
So it worked out okay.
His dad and Cristobal played at Christopher Columbus together.
Mario didn't know about this kid?
He wasn't, you know,
they're there with Beck, so they're not going to be upset. It worked out okay.
Yeah. Is Tyson the next UM quarterback, Lubie? I mean, Tony?
Everything I've read, he signed paperwork yesterday to go to the NFL. So no.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. He actually literally signed paperwork and then like was showing it because no one believed it because the numbers got pretty out of hand. But again, what people don't realize is the NFL's money is bigger than people are giving it credit. Like people have gotten so crazy with the NIL stuff that they forget what NFL money is. Yes, if you're going to be drafted in the 4th round and you can make $5 million in college, the $5 million is bigger. If you can get drafted in one of those 32 picks, $5 million is not bigger. It is not.
Those guys have to be worth like $15 million right off the bat.
Top 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. There are different levels, 100%. It's still more than $6 million. Like that's what people didn't get. Like what people don't realize is because this move worked with Ward and worked with Beck, they just assume, oh, it's Miami's power. No one wanted Ward. Like Ward was at the end of the cycle. All the big schools. It's not that he wasn't good. It's that all the schools had gotten their. Remember, he was flirting with the NFL, so all the schools rushed to get their quarterbacks. And back then, now schools will pay 2 and 3 quarterbacks. But at that point, it was the beginning of all this. So it's so funny. It was only 2 years ago, but it was how things have changed in just 2 years. But like Ohio State, Georgia, they all went and got their quarterbacks already. So by the time he thought he was going to the league because he is a very talented kid. But his issues that we've seen all year in Tennessee, by the way,
yes,
at the end of the year at UM, like scared teams away. So he was a 3rd, 4th round grade. Okay, well, by then he'd come back around. It was only really Florida State and Miami that didn't have their guy yet. So Miami, and they paid high. They paid top dollar for him, but it wasn't because of the power of Cristobal. It was, everyone had their quarterback at that point. Beck, no one wanted Beck. Beck, no one wanted. Beck had
no one wanted him. Nobody.
And he wanted a big dollar amount. So it was, again, at around this time, but Beck was sitting there and people weren't going to pay a guy who just had an elbow on his throwing arm, elbow injury on his throwing arm that took him out of the playoffs. Like no one was running to pay, and Georgia wasn't running to pay him either. So it was like, it looked weird. And they still paid him they paid him like record money. The $4 million is what people are trying now to pay guys. And that was a year ago. So people think this is, well, he'll figure it out. He may, but I've always thought that was a way. Look, they made it to the championship game, so he'll be fine. No one's ever touching Mario. He's safe as can be. But this strategy, and a lot of schools are doing it, is hard to count on because if you don't get out early and get your guy, everyone's doing it now. This is what 5 stars don't mean anything anymore. Like every 5-star transfers in next year. Like it's more about
loyalty. There's no loyalty.
It's not about loyalty. It's these guys aren't waiting to get their turn. So like the transfers are everything. So like the problem for them this year is Ty Simpson got a 1st-round grade. That's it. Once you get a 1st-round grade, like yes, he can move up to the top 10 if he's going to be in the 20s. But after you just saw what Dante Moore did, yeah, but Alabama got worked, but it wasn't like Simpson was horrible. The guy got a 1st-round grade. He's going to be drafted in the top 30. He's probably going to be drafted in the top 20. That's a lot more than $6 million. So like when UN fans are like, oh, we're safe, we're good. I'm like, no, he's not going there, guys. Like he's going to the NFL. He got a first round grade. This isn't Ward. This isn't Beck. So I don't know what Miami does. It's fine. Again, they're in the championship game. So like once you make it to the championship game, you have a lot of
Let me ask you this. What
I don't know what
happens?
to do next year at quarterback, and I don't know what transfer magically comes available that they're
Sam Levitt, they were going to go after Sam Levitt, but he signed.
Yes, everyone signed. Every quarterback worth look, the guy that FSU got sucks. He's better than what Miami like. That's I don't know if that's the problem.
Who did FSU get?
Ashley Daniels, who he was at Auburn, he was okay.
Well, when did the Fire Mario chance start next year? Even if he wins the title, it sounds like you're painting a very ugly picture there.
He's got
Tony doesn't even want to be part of this anymore. He just dropped out.
He's they're not firing Mario anytime soon. He's not getting fired for a while, but I'm curious what they do because you were throwing and Simpson's not a pay $7 million a year guy. Like the last month of the year, he was not good, but they need someone desperate. Like their QB room is horrendous. So I'm very curious. Again, Miami fans aren't looking there. You have Monday. Like that's where you focus.
Does Brian Forte still have eligibility? That guy could throw the ball. Actually, it was, did you cover it? You must have been around the Canes then when Peter Forte, his father, was holding court on the sidelines at practices. That was when the practices were much more open to the media, and he was in a competition for the starting quarterback job. And every day his father would hold a press conference and tell you why he should get the job over Gino Torretta. Basically painting Gino out to be a stiff, which, Gino wasn't the most athletic of specimens, but he had a little Joe Cap in him, didn't he, Gino Torretta? He would get
he won the Heisman, so.
That was still, I mean, there will always have quotation marks around, even though Gino's a great guy and a very accomplished broadcasting guy. Now, from a business standpoint, I think also. But, yeah, I mean, look, he was probably the 10th best player on the team.
Oh, yeah.
That year that they won the championship. All right, well, we'll see if it happens, Tony. I'll be happy for you. We'll be shedding tears. Will you cry if the Hurricanes win the championship? Will you pay homage to the late, great Sonny Hirsch? What will your reaction be if they're hoisting the trophy? You were in the booth there, Tony. You were in the booth.
I'll pay homage to Sonny Hirsch because he would die.
Imagine, well, he did. I mean, unfortunately.
He would die again. I'll hoist a drink.
Schnelly, we have to toast and salute Howard Schnellenberger. Who else? Jimmy will be hoisted one. He's still very much.
Charlie Tate.
And
Andy Gustafson.
Wow. I mean, you're
Frank Kersey.
Stone Age.
Frank Kersey.
This is old school. Plus.
Yeah.
All right.
All the guys who these Hurricanes.
Where's Lou Saban fit in? Lou Saban. Was he the uncle of Nick, or he wasn't Nick's father? We know that, right?
It was not related to Saban and
not related
to Nick Saban at all.
No, we looked it up.
Saban?
No,
all these years, Tony, you couldn't have told me before this.
I swear
to God, I thought Nick Saban was related to Lou Saban in some fashion. I knew he was.
I know of
no relation whatsoever.
No relation whatsoever.
All right. What was Lou like? You were around the Canes before Howard came in. What was
Lou Saban?
Yeah,
he was a tough nut, but he was. I did his show.
You were on the Lou Saban show.
Okay, so supposedly
they're related, man.
Identified as distant cousins, supposedly.
Tony,
they may have been
accepted here. Tony,
they may have been second cousins. They're not exactly sure. I don't know why.
And where did he spend a lot of his time? Alabama. Yeah. So that certainly is a possibility that somehow they're distant cousins. But
Lou Saban on the show.
Yeah, what did he say?
Would be so good because he watched.
Where did you do the show?
At the studio.
Oh man,
yeah.
You should have been in like Tony Romas or something, no?
So he'd see a play and he goes, "Son of a gun, he missed the block." Tony, how did he miss that block?
Oh, on the show, nice.
On the show,
that's great.
Well, I don't know.
His own guy would be like talking about his own player.
He did an Olay. He missed.
Wow. How bad were those teams? Because they were talking about the C word there, just getting rid of them, contraction.
They were. You know what? No one gives him credit, but he started the comeback.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, how did he stave off them disbanding the program? Or was it him, or how'd that?
He
Weren't they
was.
like within an eyelash of just putting
I was
the
outside the
program in the
door
shredder?
when they came within one vote of
Oh
disbanding
wow,
football.
really?
Oh
Jesus,
yeah.
I didn't realize it was that close.
Yeah.
Oh, we couldn't allow
Football?
that to happen.
I know basketball they did. I didn't realize football was that close.
Basketball was out. Football would have been out. Man, the only thing you could have got there was your degree to go on to dental school. I mean, that was it. Very good, Tony. Very good. So, no line whatsoever. We didn't get any information on this in terms of what tickets originally cost, and we really don't know the answer to that question. We spent a half hour talking about this. We have no idea. Is that possible?
No idea.
I think somewhere between $100 and $200 for upper deck. I don't know lower bowl.
That's all. Oh, what, are you kidding me?
I don't know. I saw Indiana fans showing some tickets they bought yesterday, but I don't know how real that is or what.
Will there be more Indiana fans than Miami fans at this game, Tony? Segreto?
Supposedly.
No.
Supposedly there will be.
Really?
Supposedly it's gonna be like 65% Indiana, 35% Miami. I don't see that exactly because it is down here. But I think
If it's that, Miami fans should be ashamed.
It supposedly is gonna
afford it. I mean,
because of how expensive it is, it makes it more of a
The
trip.
Golden Canes can afford the whole Orange Bowl, for goodness sake.
I don't know. We'll see. Look, again, we haven't seen numbers or seen anything yet, but those are some of the early reports I've seen.
All right, Tony. So, and you won't be there. You're claiming you won't be there, although you're not saying that with any level of certainty because you said you hadn't made any inquiries yet. Well, when are you going to pick up the phone? On like Monday? When are you going to?
Could get asked to the game, but again, if I don't,
Shouldn't you be like a spokesman for something there? No,
I want to sit home and watch the game. I don't want to be distracted. I want to watch the game as it unfolds.
All right, I can respect that, Tony. So you're one of those guys now that just wants to, be by yourself, make your observations, and see what's.
I it's just the way that I want to talk to him Wednesday about the game.
By then it'll be all news, Tony. Forget about it. We'll have to think of a new subject. No, I'm only.
The playoffs.
Yeah, we have that. I mean, do you have any thoughts on that before we sign off here today? The games were great. The first 4 games were just
awesome. They were just awesome.
Best collection of 4 games I think I've seen. You combine that with the thrill in Manila the Hurricanes played against Ole Miss, and you had 5 of the most wildly entertaining football games you could imagine. The last 2 were not stinkeroos by any stretch, but had interesting aspects, but weren't as much fun. You didn't have those fourth quarter lead changes, which were they set new records for it.
What was that Sunday night game, and what other one?
The Sunday night game was the Patriots game, and they
throttled.
They had this thing, they had Los Angeles throttled the Chargers. And then this last game, what was
Texans? Same thing. Texans dominated.
My daughter
Aaron Rodgers. I mean, if you were watching a guy that had been a legendary comic for years, and then all of a sudden he can't get a laugh even from his own grandmother while she's being paid to respond to every joke, that's what that looked like, didn't it? Like a guy just dying on stage.
He should just hang it up.
Well, if he does, he's still as weird as he was. You can't deny what he did. And had the Dolphins not taken Ronnie Brown, Tony, on your recommendation, Aaron sitting there at number 2, I was stunned. I was stunned when they bypassed this guy. I had inside information. One of the few times I've had inside info that was going to happen, and I was actually not only amazed that the information turned out to be correct, but I was amazed at how stupid the Miami Dolphins were because they had Gus Frerotte at quarterback at the time, and they could have taken Aaron Rodgers, which, remember the logic that day was you're going to have Alex Smith number 1 or 2, and whichever guy wasn't 1, the other guy was going to be that between Rodgers and Alex Smith. And San Francisco took Smith, and you're thinking, okay, there's your quarterback. Plus, he could have been playing like 4 years sooner if he was with the Miami Dolphins. So, would they have ruined him, Tony? Would he still be the same guy, in your opinion? Would they have ruined Aaron Rodgers?
Probably.
Who was the coach?
Are we the modern day Jets? No, the Jets are still the Jets.
Yeah.
Career breakers right at the start. All right, Tony, you have a good one. I'm glad you got that steak. Hold that picture up again. We'll see if we can
enjoy.
Got a great picture here, but a Roadhouse steak, $28 with a beer. Get out of here for a filet mignon. I mean, that's remarkable. Ed Garcia, of course, wasn't able to join us today because what, Lubie, he's got like 16 restaurants around.
They're having a national meeting in Louisville.
Look at that thing, man.
That steak's beautiful. Jesus.
Wow, Tony. So are you inclined, if you have no utensils, to just pick the thing up out of the to-go in the car?
Now, wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Surely scares me. I'm not allowed to.
I was by myself. I was sitting by myself.
Good for you.
Next to
no dog, and you don't have the dog anymore. So
yeah, so
three guys, and they had the T-bones. They had the big ones.
Yeah.
And all three of them were non. Bone.
And did anybody recognize you and offer to pick up the check, which is always one of my situations. No. I got you, Defo. No? All right. See what you can do about those tickets, Tony. We love you, and we will see you next week. Or maybe even sooner. All right. Thanks for being with us.
Maybe.
Oh, that was it, Lubie. You didn't want to hear that. There you go.
What are you saying? Maybe what?
You're saying,
I'm going to the memorial on Friday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If I get out in time.
That thing's going to
10 to noon, they said.
Okay.
So if I get out in time, I'll.
And then they're having another ceremony. Yeah, the John pretty crushed me. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Tony.
That was the bottom line of that. We'll see you soon. Tony Segreto, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Tony, man. Can you believe he was doing a Lou Saban show?
Yes.
And that the guy's ripping his own players on one of those coaches shows. You never see that.
I love that. That's great.
Well, he's a fine young man out of a popka. Bobby Bowden was my favorite coaches show of all his coaches shows. I don't know. I mean, probably yours too, I mean, no doubt, for obvious reasons. Other than Bowden, which I loved watching Steve Spurrier on his coaches show. It was the worst set in the history of television. Like, it was a set that went back to the early days of television where here's Steve Spurrier with the Florida Gator program, and he's got like an old rusty locker with a Gator helmet on top of it, and the rest of the wall is just blank. They couldn't have green screen. Well, no, it's probably predated green screening, right? Over the stadium. Spurrier show was ugly. Coaches shows down here, I did a bunch of them on the radio. They were usually okay. I mean, what are you going to say? Hey, coach, you got hammered 31-3, but this would be a typical. This woman just got ostracized for throwing the compliments at Liam Cohn. But imagine having to start a coach's show, Lubie, after a shellac.
Oh, no. Yeah, the coach's show to me.
And you're there with like Jimmy or Dennis, Howard, any of these guys that were involved in these shows I was on, Butch Davis. And hey, coach, I mean, it didn't turn out too well on the scoreboard, but what positives did you take away from the game? It's kind of like a Tom Rinaldi interview with Tiger Woods. Oh, Tiger.
Yeah.
Your 83 had to be especially grueling and aggravating from a mental standpoint, but what positives did you take away? That shot on 16 certainly was reminiscent of the heyday when you can actually play this game. And you're like, what kind of question is that, man?
Yeah.
Where are you going to go? But so Saban's in there just ripping players. Tony should elaborate more on this story. That was a good one. Had to be like black and white TV too back then. All right, we're going to get out of here. Lubie, you have a good one. And we will see you guys tomorrow, next edition of the program. From Mike Lubie, it's Tony Segreto. People at Texas Roadhouse, I'm Jeff DeForest. We'll see you next time as we leave you know that.
The time.
Coach, you're never going to like put this screw. Did you really want to punt in that situation? What are you kidding me? There were 32 seconds left. Got Howard on the show. Oh, I thought the best thing was to put our defense out there and preserve. That's why we preserved our timeouts. All right, thanks. It's 9:05.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they done to my show.